Hello there! Thank you for stopping by my channel again. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad you're here. Today I've got something that I wanted to show you. It's not related to coloring or stamping. Well, it is kind of tangentially, but it's one of my other hobbies, and that is my copy of Logic Paradise. This just came in the mail a couple of weeks ago, and I finally had a chance to crack this sucker. So let's go over to the table and let's take a look at it. Okay, as you can see here, this is a Japanese magazine, Logic Paradise. Logic Paradise, or Logic Paradise. Puzzle de oekaki. Puzzle, puzzle. De is a particle denoting that you're doing something with puzzles. Oekaki means painting or drawing. So, puzzles, puzzling with drawing or puzzling with painting. This is February, March of 2023. And as you can see, we've got a international theme going here. Now, in Japan, when you get these magazines, if you send in the answers that they're requesting, you can sometimes win prizes and stuff like that. That's what these are. Is it's showing you what kind of prizes you can win. Big chance. Chance, that's, you know, chance. Presento, present. Jumbo logic, jumbo logic. Triathlon, triathlon. Hayatoku. Haya means quick or fast. Toku means solve. So hayatoku presento. That's something you can win if you're one of the first people to respond to this. Obviously, because I get this magazine like a month after it actually comes out in Japan, and the fact that I don't live in Japan means I can't really enter any of these contests. But I think it's a fun part of you know, wish we did that in puzzle magazines here in the United States, but we don't. So here's one of the first puzzles. It's a you might have seen this puzzle type called nonograms or pick cross or paint by numbers. You're basically using these clues here and here to determine which cells have to be painted in. And then you get a picture. Now normally this would show you these three options as to what the solution of the puzzle is. My Japanese is not nearly good enough that I could do that. But now we have the first of the fold-out panoramas. Look at that sucker. This thing's huge. It's a little over almost 3 pages wide. So it's 180 squares by 70 squares. That's pretty big. I have never managed to actually complete one of those. So the first couple pages of the magazine are always going to be their color puzzles. If you saw my recent community post, this was the kind of puzzle I was doing. Specialist. Cowboy. Magician. Musician. There we go. So now we know what it is. It's one of those three. This is a regular puzzle for when you are, you know, spot the differences kind of thing. Then we have a bunch of mini puzzles here in the mini puzzle book. Interesting thing here, this is nanpure, shortening of number place, namba pures. But because in Japan, the Nikori or company has the rights to the word Sudoku, nobody can call it that in Japan other than Nikori, so these are called number place. Then we've got some slightly larger puzzles, and that's that. Normally I take that out of the, because you can see it's just glued in right here, but because I haven't started working the puzzles in this magazine, this is the instructions. Now this puzzle here is a bunch of mini puzzles. So you solve all the mini puzzles, and then the answer would be which of these puzzles does not appear in the drawing, which I think is a fun thing. Then we get into our regular regular puzzles here. Koko kara, that means from here, telling you that this line, which is 28 and 6, you're going to be able to place the entire line at once. So we just have a bunch of these excuse me, types of puzzles. We'll go ahead and I'll skip ahead too. This is a differently shaped puzzle. This is the same style of puzzle. And then we have sports no oshobi. I think that's Oshobi. I'd have to look that up. Let's Play Sports. Then regular crossword, logic puzzle. And this is... You've probably seen puzzles like this in English where you take a word and then you have arrows that connect it to other words, and so you place letters. Once you've solved a word, you can then use the puzzle here in the arrows to tell you which other words that certain letters go in until you solve the whole puzzle. It's the same thing here, except you're using kanji. And my kanji is not nearly that good, so I can read to about a second grade level. Now we have the fold-outs. They're mostly about that size, which is still pretty big. That's 80 by 60. Like that. And then sometimes they do panoramic puzzles in the middle, but not this one, and I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, then we have the Mama-san manga. There's always a Mama-san story in here somewhere. It's not folding down correctly. And it's just it's sort of a kind of mystery-ish manga where we have puzzles to help you try to figure out who done it or what in the heck is going on. Let me get back into the regular size puzzles. The back end of the magazine is full of very, very big puzzles. Usually 50 by 60 is the most common. Just huge. And then here's some answers from the October-November issue. So that was 2 issues ago. I know that says Gokigen desu, but I'm not sure what that means. So you can see what some of these larger puzzles look like when solved. I love doing these kinds of puzzles. It's just they are very time-consuming, so I don't get to do as many of them as I would like. Here's you can see what a couple of the panoramic puzzles look like when solved. I mean, isn't that amazing? I just love this stuff. Okay. Then we've got a couple of extra big puzzles at the back, along with a letter column. Add for one of their collections of older puzzles. Answers to the older puzzles. I actually did this puzzle recently. So I remember that. And I did that one too. So that is Logic Paradise. Now let me show you why there weren't so many panoramic puzzles in this one. Okay, so the reason why there wasn't more than one panoramic puzzle in this particular issue of Logic Paradise is because at the very back, they had a little insert at the very back. And I went ahead and removed it so I can go ahead and show this to you. And let me just unfurl this thing. Look at that. That's 2 puzzles. And then the back is this gigantic one. Can you imagine trying to do that? I can't. So anyway, that's Logic Paradise. If you're ever interested in finding out where you can purchase that, just drop a note in the comment or send me a message. I'd be happy to tell you. Thanks again for spending any time with me. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.